Today I'm sharing with you my top 5 favorite Christmas movies, and I was wondering what yours are. So if mine match yours, let me know, and if maybe you have some that I haven't named, let me know down below. Hey friends, welcome. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries, and welcome back for another day of Vlogmas. If you are new here, welcome. I would hope you would stick around and subscribe. We are doing Vlogmas, honey, and that is 21 days of videos for the first 21 days of December. So there will be a new video from me every day for 21 days in either short or long form content. So make sure your notification bell is turned on because YouTube likes to play me. So today we are doing our favorite Christmas movies. I thought this was a fun idea. I thought this was a really fun idea because I literally sat down with Leo and my kids and we talked about all of our favorite Christmas movies. And I was like, okay, what's yours, what's mine? So I can tell you what mine are, and I'm gonna tell you the list that they're in, and I'm also gonna tell you the movies we came up with. And maybe these are some movies that you haven't seen, or maybe they're your favorites too, or maybe you just forgot about them. Anyways, let's talk about it. I am all about watching like Christmas movies right now and really living the slow life this Christmas season and just really enjoying things, especially with my kids, because I feel like the last few years I have just rushed through life, especially during this time of year. So this year I was like, none of that. We are living in the now and we are doing all of the Christmassy things. That also being Christmas movies, okay? So we were talking the other day and we were talking about which ones our favorite was and which movies we thought maybe were like overly hyped up that we didn't like. And I'm gonna give you a spoiler, okay? One of the most famous Christmas movies out there, okay? Everybody loves it. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not my favorite. I find it to be stupid and I think the first time it's okay, but after that I just find it to be like dumb. Like it's just not funny to me. I think he's obnoxious and loud, and I love this guy. I love him. I think he's funny. I love all of his other movies I can watch because I kind of like that like dumb humor he has. But for this one, I'm just like, not my favorite. Can you guys guess? Elf. Elf is not anywhere near my top of my list. You know what is number 1 for me? Grinch. Jim Carrey's Grinch. I think that is probably one of the funniest, like, ones that I think my kids love it because he's funny. I love it because he's funny. I just love it. I think it's just a timeless classic. I like the Jim Carrey one the most. I know that there was like a remake with like a cartoon one. Becky likes that one a lot, and the old school Grinch, you know. But I think the Jim Carrey Grinch is top tier, number 1 in my book for holiday movies. Now, number 2 for me, Home Alone. And I can say I equally love Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. I love Macaulay Culkin in it. I don't understand how his parents lose their kids. Maybe it's because Home Alone 1 was filmed here in Illinois. It's in Winnetka. There's big money out there. But also now as an adult, I'm like, how do they all go to Paris? And like, did you pay for your relatives too? And remember that uncle that was like really mean to Kevin? And it was like in the house and he was cheap? I don't know. There's so many things now as an adult that like pissed me off about how everything went down in that whole movie. But I love it. I love, what's his name? Marvin Harry? I love them. They're so funny. And Home Alone 2 I thought was equally funny. I loved the Toy Story. I loved the lady in the park. I loved the guy at the hotel. I just thought everything was so funny. I just love that. I think it's just such a funny movie. He's so cute in it. And my kids love it. My in-laws love it. It's just one of those things I can watch all the time and it never gets old and it stays funny for me. Now, number 3 is a classic. And I'm going to be honest with you. I made Leo watch it with me one year and he hated it. But I love it. My mother raised me on it and it's so good. And for me, it's White Christmas. I love Bing Crosby, even though I didn't know Bing Crosby as a man wasn't that great. But in this movie, he was so good. You know, George Clooney's in that. George Clooney's, I guess, his grandma or his aunt or something, Rosemary Clooney. The sister song, oh, I love it. I always think about my sister with it. I just think it's, in the army. I just love it. I love that. I think it's just timeless and the women are beautiful and it's just, oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love that movie and it's so good. Leo thought it was awful, but I liked it. So number 4 for me may be something that you haven't heard, and for me it is Four Christmases. Have you guys seen it? Me and Leo agree that Four Christmases is one of those movies that does not get enough credit because it's hilarious. Reese Witherspoon's in it, Vince Vaughn. It has such a great cast. Tim McGraw's in it. Like, it's so funny, where it doesn't even have to be. Like, it's just that like witty humor too, where I love it. It's just so funny. I had like the kids watch it with me the other day. Me and Leo watch it. We could watch it all year long, but it is so funny. Which John Favreau, when he's like, flip the tube, cracks me up. Or with the mom and the thing, and she's like, ooh, honey, chocolate. You know, I don't know. I think it's funny. I think it's a really good Christmas movie, and it's easy to watch, and it's just a good laugh. Now, number 5 for me is an old school one. You may be a little too old or a little too young to know this one, but it is Scrooge, not the original. I like Scrooge with Bill Murray from the 80s. I remember growing up and watching it, and I loved it. I really liked Bill Murray back then. I was really big into like Ghostbusters and stuff, you know. I'm an 80s baby. So I thought it was really funny. If you guys have not watched it, I suggest you watch it. It's also 80s humor, so you also have to remember it might be a little raunchy, you know, things like that, you know, where, you know, they didn't really censor a lot of stuff back then. But I think it is so funny, and I think he does a really good job, and I like how everything kind of comes together. It is kind of an old school thing where, you know, technology is so much more advanced now, that I loved it. Now, I am going to share with you a couple ones that I are not on my top 5, but were on Leo's top 5. For him, number 1 for him is Christmas Story. Him and my dad will watch that all day long, starting at like, what, 7 o'clock Christmas Eve and all day on Christmas Day. I liked it once when I first watched it. That's another one for me that I'm just like, okay. You know, I think it's just a classic, and it's just, my dad and Leo just overdo it. And then there's things about that bother me, like Randy, right? What the hell? How old is Randy, and why is he eating with a bib and a high chair? If he's old enough to walk to school, he can use a damn fork, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm an adult now, so I guess it just doesn't work for me. So I can't with the Christmas Story. I let it play in the background because Leo likes it, but no, my dad too. I can't. Another one for Leo is National Lampoon's Christmas. I'm not a big Chevy Chase fan. I mean, again, I feel like there's little parts of that are funny. It's still that 80s like raunchy humor. I like the Christmas lights thing. I can relate to that. Like my mom, like that's me and my mom's thing with like all the Christmas lights and stuff. But that's really it. I'm also, like I said, not a Chevy Chase fan. I never really got into a lot of the National Lampoon stuff. And it just wasn't a hit for me. But I know that's another Christmas favorite for a lot of people. On Leo's list is Charlie Brown. My man is a Charlie Brown fan. He loves Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown's Christmas. I think it's cute. I wasn't a huge Charlie Brown fan growing up. My aunts were, and we would watch it. We did like Charlie, like the Great Pumpkin, and we would watch Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving, because if you guys are old enough, you remember it, like, it's like CBS, they would play it, or ABC would play it at like 7 o'clock, you know, and, you know, you would turn it on, and that would be like their whole holiday thing. And my aunts would always be like, all right, come on. And they would even call me when my girls were little and be like, turn on channel 7, Charlie Brown's Christmas is on, or something. I do know they took Charlie Brown off the air for a while. I guess it was like kind of controversial or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I know that Apple bought the peanuts, so it's on there for free now. So if you want to watch Charlie Brown's Christmas, it is on, and you can watch it to your heart's desire. But it is cute. My favorite character from Charlie Brown was Pigpen. He was my favorite. I always thought he was cute. I liked him a lot. I also liked Linus too, but Pigpen was my favorite. Now I want to share with you a couple runners up that I don't know if you guys think it's a Christmas movie, but for me it is a Christmas movie, and that would be Little Women. I love the March Sisters. It was just, I remember my mom made me read the book when I was a kid, and then the movie had came out, the one with Winona Ryder, and then we watched it, and I love Little Women. I love watching it with my girls. We actually just watched it the other day. And I love when they do like their Christmas scene in it, and I just love the power. You know, I have 3 daughters, and I have a sister myself, and I just think there's something so strong about a sister's bond, and I think there's something so strong about raising women, right? Raising little women. So that's that, I don't know. I don't know if it's my mom, but I think it's such a great feel-good movie. And even if you don't have daughters, I think it's still fun to watch with your mom. If you're still lucky enough to have her with you, or your grandma or something, and just, it's nice. Pour yourself a nice hot cup of chocolate and just relax and enjoy the March Sisters. I like the one with Winona Ryder. I think they did come out with a new one, but the one with Winona Ryder is my favorite. Now, Leo says Nightmare Before Christmas. For me, Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie, but my kids say they can go for both. My girls love the Nightmare Before Christmas. When Becky was little, she loved Jack and Sally. They were her favorites. Not a fan. I'm not a Tim Burton fan. The only thing I liked from Tim Burton was Wednesday. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But was it Tim Burton who did that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm just not a fan. But they love it. I humor them. I buy the stuff. I decorate with it. They love it. So, but for me, it's definitely not on the top list. My mom wanted me to mention the Polar Express. She loves the Polar Express, but also I think my mom likes the Polar Express because that was like the first movie to have all like that cool cinematic approach to it. My mom loves the hot chocolate scene, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I've watched that movie twice with my mom and she's fallen asleep every time after the hot chocolate scene. So I don't think she's ever seen it to the end. I don't know. Polar Express for her is a cool thing. I do know that they have like where you can drive the train or ride the train and do like a Polar Express thing, which I think is kind of cool. But here it was really expensive, so I was never able to get my kids tickets. But I think it might be fun if you have younger kids. Now, just because I didn't say it does not mean it does not get an honorable mention, but I do love A Miracle on 34th Street and A Wonderful Life, another two Christmas classics that my kids have yet to watch. They just have not been interested in it, but I do love it. The newest Miracle on 34th Street was actually filmed in the building my mom lived at or worked at. So I seen it. I thought it was so cool. And A Wonderful Life is just that, you know, gives you a little bit of gratitude for the season, right? So I would love to know, what are your favorites? What are some of the movie traditions that you watch with your family that help you guys kind of get into the Christmas spirit? I would love to know. And if you guys agree with me, or what is your list? Like, what is your top 5 in order? Let us know. Sound off below in the comments, because we're always looking for some new movies to watch. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. See you guys tomorrow, because we are continuing Vlogmas. And let's get in the holly jolly season, shall we? Bye, friends.